this is the end of the main quest. We've done it. We've done the after quest. I'm happy. I'll talk to Bullying when she shows up at another time. It's fine. As for my thoughts, I think it was pretty interesting. Honestly, I really liked it. I really liked Lupa. I thought the story with Miaz was quite interesting. I think it was interesting to see like how I had pretty much determined that it was a weird solar sphere that was overlapping with reality. So I'm glad to see that it was actually what it was. It was a little bit confusing with some of the aspects. I could understand if like some people kind of just end up being a bit like not fully understanding why it happened that way. But basically, like Christopher's power kind of took the base of a character to basically it was taking like a real source in order to craft a story that would perpetually basically destroy Septimont, and by doing that, that would power the Sphenodians. So basically this was a whole incubator, which again makes me think it's very similar, like it's distinct enough, but the end goal, if you make it like, if you distill it to its base principle, this was a simulation where the same cycle would keep happening, and ultimately that would allow the big bad guy to become stronger, right? That was the idea. Which it basically is the same thing as M4S in HSR, which I think is kind of funny. And because of like how long it takes to like, you know, like write the story and all that stuff, I don't think it's a case of like, oh, one copied the other. I think it's just a coincidence that it ended up happening this way. It's kind of funny in my opinion. So it ended up being very, very similar in that aspect. Either way, I really liked it. I thought it was great. Lupa is a fantastic character. I think she's awesome. It was good to finally see Mia being, you know, having all of her trouble being resolved. I wonder if that boss is going to be a weekly boss at some point, because I don't think right now you can fight it again. So I wonder if that's going to be an echo at some point in life. So yeah, I guess we'll find out. So, yeah, good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. Now, I'm obviously very, very curious for future things that we're gonna find out. I hope we get more, and I think this feels like it's kind of over for this part. So I don't know if we're gonna get like a massive new story patch next week, but next patch. I feel like probably because Frolova is gonna come out. So there's probably gonna be like a big chapter where we finally find out exactly what the Fraxis are after, right? Because they seem bothered that Christopher's plan went to crap, right? So yeah, I'm excited. If I had to give it a rating, I would say I think this was really short, right? But like, to be fair, it was like a single patch with 2 chapters. We did the first chapter in phase 1. This was the chapter of phase 2. It was pretty short, but I thought it was pretty good. Can I explain everything? I don't like Cristoforo. I think he's an ass. I would say, if I had to give it a rating, maybe 8.2 out of 10. Because why not? Anyway, I just enjoyed it. It is what it is. You speak very fast. Good way of learning English. I do speak fast. I should speak slower. So, yeah, anyway. I liked it a lot. I'm satisfied. I honestly thought that the whole shenanigan with the Solar Sphere would take longer to be fixed. So I'm pretty bamboozled that it was so quickly. I feel like it was almost a little bit anticlimactic. But, I mean, this is only the beginning of Septimont, right? So now we're gonna see how, like, Augusta, Iono, and all of that stuff is gonna... how are they going to be playing into the story, and I think that's going to be really cool. So there we go. Yeah, loved it.